I'm really sorry, sir. I cannot hear your voice clearly. Could you please move your microphone closer? Unfortunately, no. We still cannot hear your voice. Yeah, yeah. You can use your chat box. Okay. Okay. From Mr. Deepesh Raj. I'm sorry if I pronounce it wrong. Um, the question is to Ibu Teresia. Guys, can you hear my voice clearly? I'm wondering.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ibu Teresia, are you here? Are you already here on our Zoom meetings? Okay, I'm gonna make sure Ibu Teresia is here right now because Mr. Dipesh Raj question is his question is to Bu Teresia. So Ibu Teresia. Okay, or maybe we can postpone the question from Mr. Raj. Is that okay? Okay, we are still waiting for Ibu Teresia right now. So I'm gonna move to Dia A question. Is Miss Katie with us today? No? Miss Katie?
Yes, I'm here with
Yeah. Okay. This is from Dia from Indonesia. We often discuss about how we solve education problem from government, school, and even teacher perspective. But do you consider about relationship between children and their parent? How we can knowledge parent to not just send children to go to school, but parent also support learning process of
you.
child.
Waking up, I can hear you.
Great, Miss Katie.
Hold on, you can hear you. Let me read the question. Uh, where is it again? Can you repeat the question? Because you were breaking up, I couldn't hear you. Huh?
Great.
Yeah.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
so from that, how we solve education in the perspective with children and parent.
My question says, do you want any should visit the question? Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Are you there?
I'm here. So was your question
Oke, tadi
about
kalian harus oke.
all right, so what was the question? Was this the question that says, do you think remote learning is effective to the So my answer to that is I feel like the remote learning is not effective for students. No, it's not effective for students because all the needs and supply that is required to make this process easy process has not even been halfway met. It has not been halfway met at all. And the reason why I say it has not been halfway met is because I'm speaking based on facts, not just words, but based on facts. Let's take for example in the America here, even with the high supply of internet, technology, laptops, name it, students are still frustrated. Students are still frustrated. Now let's look back again into Africa in most of the developing countries that we have a very high storage of internet and laptop supply. These students are female. I strongly believe government really step into the homes and how the students are living, how they are mentally down, to understand that this is not a play. I know this is not a joke, but I feel like more resources, more possible ways in there that they already have in hand should be really more effort needs to be put in, and also going forward in the future, like there should be an emergency plan in case of any. I do not pray for that the government should also have a, to solve situations. So I feel like the remote learning is not productive as it should be for many students. Not at all.
Okay. Maybe, thank you. Okay, now can you hear my voice, guys?
Yes, I can hear you.
I think. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Move to the next question from Dia. We often discuss about how we solve education problem from government, school, and even teacher perspective. But do you consider about relationship between children and their parents and how we can knowledge parents to not just send children to go to school, but parents also support learning process of their child? Skady, could you answer the question from Dia?
Okay. Can you repeat the
About
question?
yeah,
You said the student can do to increase.
sure.
Please.
Do you consider about relationship between children and their parents? How we can knowledge parents to not just send children to go to school, but parents also support learning process of their child. It's all about support from the parent for student.
Yes. Parents should have high contribution to towards their children. And if you look at it in a way, the pandemic has given many parents the opportunity to really spend more quality time with their children during their remote learning process. But also, there is a disadvantage to it. Most of these parents are not educated, they do not go to school, and now bill. And I feel like the first thing the government should have done was, first of all, bring in training to kind of guide parents how they can help their children during the e-learning process. But all that is not in place. So parents are now, I have watched a scenario where a parents were like answering questions, and I don't blame that parent. I blame the education sector for not providing guidelines for the parents as well, not just for the kids, but as the parents as well. Although, yes, it's building opportunities for the parents and the kids to build that relationship and give their full supports during the e-learning, but there should be also guidelines to parents too, to help them navigate their e-learning process.
Okay, that's all for your answer. Okay.
I hope
Okay.
your question about the relationship between the parents and the student.
Yeah. Okay. My voice is clear right now, guys. I'm just wondering. Just want to make sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We can continue the next question from Adila from Surabaya, Indonesia. Okay, people nowadays are difficult to be categorized as human, as they cared only for themselves. Same thing occurred to parents, teachers, and thus those two impacted our students. Parents were coping with their jobs and ways of how to make a stable income during these unstable economic situations. Teachers are doing so as well, as they cared for their money. You know that our Indonesian teachers' salary were not big enough. And now there is this pandemic, making the salaries less, causing teachers to look for another jobs and thus neglecting the students. What do you think would happen if teachers were left like this on a continuous basis without warning or formal reprimand? So it is indeed happen in Indonesia and maybe in Africa about teachers, also about parents that are facing economic situations during pandemic of COVID-19. Ms. Kedi, would you like
Yes,
to answer the question?
yes, there's a high rate of parents facing, especially the economic status. There's a high rate. Even before the pandemic, teachers have been facing this issue of having low pay rate, and this has forced some teachers to kind of go into private tutoring. And most of the time, they tend to focus more on the private tutoring because the private tutoring provide more income than the regular salary that obtained from school. While that, parents also are struggling to bring in food on the table for their family, to provide all the basic family needs at home. Before the pandemic been happening, and now that the pandemic has hit us, it is worse. The lockdown, so many people out of job, and that frustration alone is very depressive. That frustration has also so many parents not to be at the right stage of mind to really kind of help their children navigate their way through the learning process. And that's where the mental health comes in, the mental health breakdown, because now some parents are unleashing the depression, frustration on these kids. And these kids are mentally breaking down slowly. And if care is not taking, especially in Africa, mental health is something that it's not highly taken seriously. It is not. When you tell somebody that, when you tell somebody in African countries like Gambia that you are highly depressed, they laugh at you. They think you're a laughing stock because it's not highly serious. And now it's showing out of facts that many students are facing this pandemic, this crisis. And all of this is because of the frustration they're getting from their parents that they are looking upon to get support. And their parents also, I don't blame them, it's because of the income. The economic is dropping. That is causing a lot of frustration on parents not be able to really focus on their kids as they should. At the same time as with the teachers too. So I believe also there should be a raise a little bit for the teachers to be able to sustain themselves in order not to be focused more on private. Not everybody can, not everybody wants. And I believe education should be equal, regardless of being born in a silver spoon or not. It should be equal and it should be provided with high quality. So I hope that I'm based on few African countries that are facing those kind of issues, and Indonesia.
Okay. I like the sentence about education should be equal. Wow. That will be one of my new favorite quotes from you, Miss Katie. Thank you so much for answering the question. And can I have M back?
Hello.
Just want to make sure. Okay, hi.
Is my voice clear now?
So, yeah. It's clear enough. Okay, so guys, since we have limit time, so I think unfortunately we have to end our Q&A session for the first session, right, Em?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so we will continue our second session soon, but now since we have more time to have a conversation, would you like to say something, Em, about our inspirational discussion for today?
Well, both of the speakers were really great. I had some issues with the signal before, so some of them were cut off, which was really unfortunate. But the parts that I did get to hear was very, very informational. I enjoyed both of the presentation. I'm gonna ask one more time. Is my voice clear?
Yeah.
All right.
I can hear
Okay.
your voice clearly.
Now, before
Clear
we
enough.
go into our second session, since we've had a lot of issues before, the event did not go as smoothly as we had hoped. I want to ask, how is everyone's feeling? Are we still feeling fresh, or are we starting to get sleepy? To enhance our spirit, we have prepared a short icebreaker session, which will be led by our beloved MC, Mr. Aryo.
No,
Please.
I'm not Mrs. anyway.
I'm sorry.
But thank you. Okay, so thank you, Em, for the icebreaker session. I think at first we are preparing, the TikTok videos and also the TikTok music. But since we are facing some issues from for today, so I would like to create this icebreaker session as just want to have a conversation with you guys today. If you really want to say something, your impression, your insights about our forum today, apart from the technical issues, just please raise your hand and maybe you can chat or ask your question on the chat box so we can discuss something apart from the discussion for today. And I would like to remind you once again, if you want to, uploaded something on your social media, especially on your Instagram story, you can tag the African Youth Architects on Instagram or Indonesia Youth Foundation. So, okay, I think I want to, I would like to invite Mr. Fauzi. Are you here?
Yeah, sure.
Mr. Fauzi, could you please tell us more about Indonesia Youth Foundation?
Ah, okay, thank you so much. Actually, I just want to tell a little bit that Indonesia Foundation is one of the non-government public diplomacy organizations. So, we aim to promote Indonesian. We aim to promote the mutual understanding among countries and also uh, bridge the relationship with the international community. That's why Indonesia Foundations is begin, and also our main aim for Indonesia is to promote the understanding of Indonesia. So that's why we want all other country has an exchange mutual understanding like that.
Okay, so I want to see the participants. Maybe I would like to ask some of you guys. Okay, I think I want to, wait a second. Can I have a conversation with Tiffany from Brawijaya University? Tiffany or Tiffany? Tiffany?
Tiffany,
Ah, yeah, Tiffany. How are you feeling today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, how's your impression about this forum apart from the technical issues?
For me, this is such a wonderful session with the speaker, and I'm so excited for this session.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
Can I know about your motivation joining this program? What is your main goal or main reason? Can you hear me? No?
Okay. Hello.
Yeah? Okay.
During I such Orion so in this session, and I to know that any issue.
Okay, so you are the student and you are facing the technical issue as well
Yes.
from your learning session.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Tiffany,
Yes.
your name is my your name is member from Korea. Anyway, I would like to invite another participant for today. Give me a second. Um, mm, okay. Wait a minute. Okay, can I have Musdalifah Azima? Could you please turn on your microphone? Yeah. But it's a little bit. I cannot hear your voice clearly because it's too little.
What about now?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
The same question with Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
How should I call you? Musdalifah, Azima, or
You can call me Musda.
okay, Musda.
Yeah.
Uh, could you tell us your motivation joining this program?
All right. So maybe I would like to introduce myself first. So my name is Musdalifa Azina, and you guys can call me Musda. So actually, why I joined this program is because I have graduated from University Riau. It's in Riau. So I have 2 years um, experience for teaching English in Thailand. So I love education and I love teaching. So that's why I would like to join in this program because it's for the education in Indonesia and also in Africa. So that's
Okay,
why.
okay, okay. Thank you so much for your impression, for your words for us today. And
Yeah.
I think the second session will be started soon. Can
Well,
you take over?
before I start, I see that there are some opinions in the chat box that I think are quite interesting. Can everyone hear me? Am I cutting off?
No, it's clear.
Okay. I'm going to read two of the opinions that I found in the chat box because I think it's very unfortunate if we don't, notice them. First one is from Miss Adila Salsabila. She said, I do agree that not all countries are ready for this, yet we cannot cope with the status quo for the next 20 years. The era will change. We are now facing many crises, and being online is just one of the many issues happening. Yes, I definitely agree with that. The pandemic has literally forced us into evolving into a different, not a different, but like, a mode of learning. As she said, that some countries are not ready for remote. So very true, and I have absolutely agree with that. I think Mrs. Kadi and Mrs. Tere has already covered that earlier. So yes, great opinions and great inputs, everyone. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our second session will cover the theme of future challenges in remote learning, which highlights the possible issues facing education even after the pandemic has over. Our first speaker of this session will be Mr. Maman Fatur Rahman, the head of the Center for Curriculum and Books Balitbang, Book of the Ministry of Education and Culture of the Republic of Indonesia. He has gained his master's degree in mathematics from Bandung Institute of Technology and completed his PhD at the University of Wollongong. He has conducted many research in the field of education, especially in digital learning. He will be followed by Mrs. Heba Asam Adil Mohammed, the founder of Guardians of Afro-Arab Leadership Initiative and 2019 Young African Leaders Award winners. She holds a postgraduate diploma in crisis and conflict management in Africa from the Faculty of African Postgraduate Studies, Calera University. She is also a trainer at the first batch of African Presidential Leadership at the National Training Academy in Egypt. During the crisis of COVID-19, Heba has started to give online lectures on leadership skills for over 800 young African leaders across Africa to be leaders and peacemakers in their communities. She also has raised awareness against terrorism polarization within her training program. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our first presenter, Mr. Maman Fatur Rahman. He will deliver a presentation regarding future challenges in remote learning. Mr. Maman, you have 15 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Miss Amira. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, good afternoon and good night for all participants. Thank you for this good chance for me to meet with all of you. Okay, thank you very much. I will to remote learning and also about COVID pandemic and maybe some related situation. My slide will be in bahasa Indonesia because it is prepared for some dissemination from the Ministry of Education and Culture to many stakeholder in Indonesia. But I think if you need, I think the committee will be able to help us with translation into English for this slide. As we know, started maybe in March 2020, we got some trouble in regard to until today. So, the student and also the parent already received many important situation due to pandemic situation. And of course, the government, Ministry of Education and Culture, already provide many solution in regard to this, including rumah belajar, free quota, and also in relaxation of and in this situation, the ministry, especially in the in regard tendency and also the simplify in regard to use in pandemic or some special situation. So for example, in number, we have some around 6 basic competencies according to the regulation. Then for this competency, we try to simplify what we know as penyederhanaan kurikulum in regard to this pandemic situation. This is one of result of the simplification of the curriculum of the national curriculum. Expert in rebel that we can select some essential competencies for use our uh, reduction of the standard curriculum around 0 to 68%. Why the government need to simplify the curriculum? Because in this pandemic situation, we maybe need some relaxation in regard to national curriculum, because the standard or the ideal curriculum maybe it's too much in achieved by the student. So in regard to this, as maybe you already heard about this, the Ministry of National Education provide what we know as curriculum darurat, or the curriculum that implemented in special situation. Special situation, it is about pandemic situation, or about the normal, or maybe some of national curriculum. So maybe as you know, mass media, curriculum as one is this darurat curriculum. Why the curriculum need to be implemented? Because it is important for us that the student can learn in more not to implement all material, teaching material, besides the essential about more about this try to obtain from the year that in the blue year yeah, and in the last semester between July to December in 2020. The ada for
and maintain the quality of learning. Some of the changes and And one advice from Mr. Maman is that for us to use use the online platforms that are given by the government as effectively as we can. Now, last but certainly not least, ladies and gentlemen, we will welcome our last speaker of today's event, Mrs. Heba Asam Adel Mohammed. She too will deliver a presentation regarding future challenges in remote learning. Mrs. Heba, you have 15 minutes. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Emira. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, we can, Miss.
Okay. So, hello everyone. This is Hiba Awesome, sending you warm greetings from Egypt. First of all, I want to thank the African Youth Architects and the Indonesia Youth Foundation team for providing such opportunity, not only for me to speak up with what I think regarding the remote learning strategies and the challenges, but also to all young across Africa, Indonesia, and beyond, who are attending with us this forum to tackle this challenging issue, especially in the era of COVID-19. I will build on what my fellow speakers have mentioned from my own experience as a trainer who started delivering online training programs after the outbreak of the coronavirus to highlight what the expected challenges of this kind of education in the future. Let's start from the very beginning of the world being forced to completely transfer to the virtual sphere, which I bet that not a large number of us, knew how to be interactive in such platforms like Zoom, Google Meet, or Microsoft Teams, etc. All we know about the internet is to use the social media platforms, to post on Facebook and Instagram or that, and that's it. And honestly speaking of myself, I didn't know there is an application called Zoom until the moment I started training young people last March. So from this particular point, we can extract so many challenges that are facing us now, and I think it will be ongoing if we did not create innovative solutions for it. Firstly, the technology illiteracy. We still have people out there in Africa and I guess all over the world who did not know or they did not have the chance to receive a quality education. We still have people in the rural areas and remote areas who cannot afford to teach their children and send them to school. They don't have this luxury to, own a smartphone like us and start using it because they are struggling with securing their basic needs for their life, right? Moving to another challenge, which is the poor infrastructure. We did not reach that level of a strong coverage on our networks, not to mention the mobile data and the Wi-Fi and so on and so forth. So how can our servers handle the huge amount of data and users using it on a daily basis? This is also a challenge. We also have the cybersecurity issues. How can a country control and secure all the databases of the students on all the educational stages, starting from the kindergarten till the postgraduate? And what about the applications' repeated breakdowns? How many times we faced breakdowns with Facebook and WhatsApp and here in Zoom, which are so advanced technological wise, how we will be able to manage such issues with the e-learning platforms. All of these, are generic challenges. But if we go deeper, we will find lots more, like the following up system of the educational process, which is kind of challenging in the remote learning processes, as Miss Katie mentioned. I mean, how to make sure that you successfully delivered a session or lecture while you cannot interact personally with your students. And I mean by that, how to make the lecture so informative and so interactive. How to make sure that your students are going to implement what they have learned from you on the ground, or whether he or she was following the lecture or not in the first place. But do not worry, the picture is not so dark, and there is a bright side of it, which I believe we as young people from Africa, from Indonesia and Asia, or actually around the world, will play a vital role in facing these challenges. I firmly believe that it's a collective responsibility among governments, youth activists like us, civil society organizations, and regional and international organizations. Countries need to dedicate more financial resources for the e-learning needs. The faster we start, the more we can achieve. And I'll tell you something about my country, Egypt, in this context. Even before the coronavirus appeared on the world stage, our education ministry was implementing a plan of, improving the quality of education and trying to, lighten the burden out of schools. Step by step, the ministry started with the high school education stage. Each and every student received a tablet through which he can upload the curriculum and submit his monthly and final exams. It was very, very challenging at first, but day by day, it becomes easier to understand. And what the students' parents were totally against any change because they believe that their kids would be distracted or confused, and they wanted them to pass this critical stage successfully. Now, and after the corona outbreak, taking into consideration the social distance and everything, the educational process did not stop, and the students could continue their lessons and studies. I'm saying that because at times we as a people become against the change. Sometimes we are not bold enough to accept the change and to go for it, out of the fear of the consequences, which is totally wrong. And we as young people and youth activists are distinguished by being agents of change, right? So out of this experience, we can say that we can help in teaching people how to use technology and the virtual platforms, especially the children, in order to be able to cope with the recent situation and afterwards, of course. Also, each and every country has to invest in its own capital, the young, innovative persons. Every country, whether in Africa or in Asia, has its, special innovators and creative people who can provide out of the box solutions, ideas, and they need be supported and recognized. For instance, I believe now that every country has to start thinking about getting a strategy to build its own virtual platforms. On the one hand, they can secure it totally, and on the other hand, they will give their young people to the chance to innovate more and generate more ideas which benefit both of them. Also, we as young advocates have to spread the word about the remote learning, each in her or his possession. For those who are working on the grassroots level, they can go to people and help them know more about e-learning techniques and platforms to teach them how to use them. And for young people who have knowledge to share, no matter how little it is, do not keep it for yourself. Sharing knowledge through education is a legacy which our ancestors left us, and we build on it, right? So it's our duty to do the same. I started doing that since the outbreak of Corona, like I mentioned earlier. I tried my best to link my little knowledge in the fields which I am passionate about, sharing it with my peers in Africa and the Arab world, and that's exactly what motivates me to launch my own initiative, the Guardians of Afro-Arab Leadership, provide a platform for African and Arab young people to exchange ideas, experiences, and offer them capacity building programs about leadership and security and the sustainable development to promote integration among them. This is all it takes to contribute in the education process and help others pursue a quality education and lots of skills. And the last point I want to emphasize on is experiences exchange, which is so important on all levels. On our level as youth, and on the regional and international level, so that, for instance, if the Indonesian youth can invent some new application that could help improve the quality of education, serve it to the students, Egypt and Africa can benefit from this and learn benefit both of them. I strongly believe that every era has its own challenges, and we have to be flexible enough and activate our early warning system programs to adapt with such dynamic changes happening in the world around us so that no one will be left behind. We have to work together, think together, and provide solutions together. We have to share knowledge, experience, and invest more in scientific research and exchange programs that will allow our young people to invest in their capacities and help the forthcoming generation to have a better life. I hope that I didn't talk too much, but I'm really passionate about this issue, which is one of the most challenges that I care about. So thank you so much, and back to you, Emira.
Wow. Thank you for your presentation. That was really great. To sum it up, Mrs. Heba discussed that the world were being forced into implementing and conducting majority of learning virtually, and within this, we suffered the issue of internet financially unstable. We also have issues regarding some databases, and lastly, about the maintenance and stability of applications in handling millions of students using them all at once. She emphasized the importance of working together and sharing our knowledge in order to allow young people to invest in their maximum capacity for the future. Now, ladies and gentlemen, finally, we have come to the end of the presentation. We would like to say thanks again for all the presenter for the informative and interesting talk, and to the audience for your active participation. Once again, we apologize for the technical issues that we had experienced earlier. Hopefully, the presentation will be beneficial for everybody. Before I hand it back to the MC, we will have another 10 minutes Q&A session. Once again, you can drop your questions via the chat box or use the raise hand feature. The 10 minutes will begin now. All right. It seems that a lot of people has already put down their questions. I'll read one of them. This is from Safarania from Erlangga University. Question for Mr. Maman. How did curriculum darurat or emergency curriculum work good on learners compared to the original one? Thank you.
Okay, one important thing that maybe I will need to emphasize in regard to curriculum darurat or the simplification of national curriculum, it is about the government provide the essential basic competencies. So it is about the government provide the essential basic competencies around 40%, I think, from the original one. So this is the ideal curriculum. And the second, it is about the simplification of the ideal curriculum. So it is about the essential. So it is about not to compare between this curriculum between darurat and ideal. So we are not in order to compare between these two curriculum, because the curriculum darurat and national curriculum, it is the same I think in essential. So the curriculum darurat is part the essential version of the national curriculum. As long as I know, because of we are in difficult situation, in the pandemic situation, the ideal one, the ideal curriculum, it is not proposed for use in remote learning. So it is for use in face-to-face, for use in normal situation. So the darurat curriculum or simplification of national curriculum, it is the curriculum that actually for situation just like this pandemic COVID. So in general, the government, the Indonesian government still hope that we will be bypass the pandemic situation as soon as possible, to change the situation from the darurat, from the emergency to the normal. Maybe I can give some analogy for this. For Muslim, we know about pray in jamak or kasar. Do you know about the jamak and kasar in praying? For example, when we are in traveling, for example, we are traveling from Jakarta to Yogyakarta. It is about 20 hours, I think, or by plane it is about 1 hours. Because we are traveling, we can simplify. We can simplify our rokaat of salah from 4 rokaat in Zuhur to 2 rokaat, for example. So it is in this situation. It is the comparison between the normal and the difficult situation. Because of this difficult situation, we can make some change to the regulation, simplification of the situation. So for example, when we are praying Salat Juhur, it is about 4 rakaat, but because of we are in traveling, we can simplify to 2 rakaat. That is maybe the analog. Why we need, and we can simplify the system because of the difficult situation. So it is not about comparison about situation. So we are simplify the ideal or the regulation. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. We have one participant who wants to ask question via raising their hand. Mrs. Musdalifah Azima. You may ask directly.
Can you hear me? Hello, check.
I'm sorry, your voice is a little bit low. Can you perhaps move closer to the speaker?
Wait, wait. Let me try.
Can everyone hear Mrs. Musdalifah or is it just me?
Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can, but
Okay. So my question to Mr. Maman is there any solutions from the government or the Ministry of Education for the students who live in rural areas and it's hard to get signals there? And also, we know that not all parents can use smartphones. So I think that's the main problem right now, sir. How to prevent this? So is there any solutions from the government or either the Ministry of Education for this?
okay. Just in case some cannot hear the question, I will repeat it. Mrs. Musdalifah Azima asked to Mr. Maman, is there any solution from the government or the Ministry of Education regarding students who don't have access to internet properly due to signals, especially those who live in rural areas?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Muzalifah. So for the Indonesian areas, we can divide between two parts. Uh, accessed by the internet and not accessed by the internet. When accessed by the internet, when the student in this area can access the internet, the Ministry of Education provide a free data for internet. As you know, it's about pulsa, yeah, free pulsa, free data for student that already covered by the internet. And for the student that and or school that are already maybe in some, yeah, some district that maybe some remote, we provide with television, rumah belajar. We provide teaching and learning by the TVRI, Television of Republic Indonesia. So it run every day between it run every day between 7 and 10, I think, every day between 7 and also and I think it is from Monday to Wednesday. So for the student that their area of living is covered by the internet, the uh, government provide what we know as free pulsa or free data. But for the student that have no access to the internet, the government provide the material for teaching and learning is by the television and also from the radio as I think. So it is for example, so we use television. So every day from from 8 to until night, the government in collaboration with Television of Republic Indonesia provide the coverage of teaching material by the television. But when the student or school covered by the internet, the government provide free pulsa or data for use for digital or online teaching.
Okay, thank you for the answer, Mr. Ma. Now I have another question from Mrs. Adila from SMA Al Hikmah. She said, I could agree by the fact that Africa has rate especially in the villages or remote places. We generally rely on that on the major statistic. Other than that, to which I'm sure it will cause many frictions from the elders regarding these technological changes. How would you cope with the issues of cultural aspects? Could cultural backgrounds affect students' rights to gain proper education in pandemic using distance learning? This question is for Mrs. Heba.
Okay, thank you for this question. I just want to comment on the first part of the question, which is about how to reach people or student in rural and remote areas. I think in that part, in that particular part, it's the responsibility of the civil society organizations, because these organizations have access to those remote areas which at times the government cannot access to those people or cannot collect data from them. They have the access, they have the resources to go there and help people there in improving their lives. So I can rely on those civil society organizations in collaboration with young people who are working, as I mentioned, in the grassroots level in order to collaborate together and give them the the basic knowledge of how they can use this kind of technologies. For the second part, as about the cultural diversity of the African societies, I think in that context, culture is not a barrier, because we as Africans, we know that we have diverse range of cultures. So all we have to use, or all we have to think about, is that our diversity is a strength, not a barrier. As we are speaking now, I am in Egypt in Africa, and we have Fatu in Gambia, and we have Emira in Indonesia. We all have mobile phones, we all have laptops, and we decided to make the best use of these tools in order to collaborate together, in order to talk together, and we break out all of the barriers, whether it's cultural, whether it's about the language, whether it's about anything we have. But we have, a superior purpose is to share knowledge, to speak out up with what we think and what we believe and what we can provide for each other in order to engage more youth, to elaborate the educational in our capacity, but we are just trying. We are trying to do our part. But of course, there are a lot of other parts. I hope that I answered your question. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have another question for Mrs. Heba. I think this should be our in order for them to follow their kids' education, because this pandemic has shown that many of them are not involved in that part of their kids' life because they are only focused on bringing essential needs home.
Yes, thank you for the questions. I totally agree with you because, as Mrs. Katie mentioned in the first session, we cannot just separate the parents from their kids when it comes to remote learning, because they are pursue this remote learning within their homes. So they have to follow them up. They have to know how to use the applications, how to use the platforms, how to submit their homeworks and so on, in order to make sure that they are using the internet in the perfect and the appropriate way. Because the access to internet is quite dangerous, especially for the kids. If they didn't have the enough and tight supervision, they will use the internet to see a lot of things which might distract them or confuse them. So we have to make sure that the parents have the basic knowledge of how to use these technological tools in order to follow their kids up in appropriate way. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. Thank you for the answer, Mrs. Eva. All right, once again, I would like to say my biggest gratitude for all the speakers as well as the participant. My duty here is over. Now I will hand it back to the MC, Mr. Aryo. The floor is yours. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, guys, can you hear my voice clearly right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Emira, and also for our honorable speakers for your insightful presentation. And thank you so much for giving us the new insight. And also thank you so much for being here with us today, sharing your knowledge. And thank you for Emira for conducting our session for today. Thank you so much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as I have told you in the beginning of our seminar, that in order to get the e-certificate, you must answer all of the questions provided on the Google form. And firstly, I would like to ask the committee to provide the link to all of the partakers or participants. You may answer all of the questions on the Google form. I will give you like 5 minutes. Is that enough?
That's enough.
Okay, 5 minutes starts now. Okay, seems like some of you have finished answering the questions. And yeah, we now have music. Okay, since there is unstable connection, yeah, I can give you the extra time to answer the question. Or along the way, you can still answer the question. Can we still have some music, Mr. Amar?
Yes, right.
Okay, thank you.
Explain me one more time. When they kill, it's a crime. When you kill, it is justice.
You are.
Okay. Can anyone hear my voice? I'm really sorry.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Clear right now? Okay. So it is time for me to announce who will be awarded as the most participative participants. This award is given to those who have participated on our Q&A session, specifically those who have asked a question. There will be 3 participants who will be awarded as the most participative participants. But first, I would like to ask you guys, how are you feeling today? How you're feeling right now? Are you feeling excited?
Very
We're
excited
feeling
so
great.
much.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your enthusiasm. To announce the first, the most participative participants is going to congratulations for Mutiara from Indonesia. Is Mutiara here right now with us today? Congratulations for Mutiara from Indonesia for the first participant who get the award as the most participative participants. Okay, let's continue. The second winner or the second participant who is awarded as the most participative participant is, congratulations for Mr. Dipesh Raj. Is he still with us right now?
Yes, of course, I'm here.
Yeah, congratulations. Congratulations. You are
Thank
one of
you. Thank you very
our
much.
most participative participants. Okay, and the last but not least, our most participative participants goes to, congratulations for Mr. Muhammad Karim. Yay! Okay,
Thank you
congratulations.
so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, congratulations. Okay, so we we have had our discussion for today, and I think I'm gonna say I'm really sorry. We are really sorry on behalf of Indonesia Youth Foundation and also African Youth Architects. We are really sorry for the inconvenience, for all of the technical issues, but yeah, we are still here right now. So thank you so much for being here. And then, speakers and all of the partakers, this seminar is about to end. But before we officially close the International Grand Seminar and say goodbye to each other, I would like to once again invite project leader of Indonesia Youth Foundation to deliver the closing remarks. But before that, I would like to announce for our most participative participants that certificate by our committee. So first, I would like to ask Ms. Nazira Fatimah Sulaksana. Can you say something?
Okay, so for the most participative participants, you can send us the email and please write your name. The email is indonesiafoundation@gmail.com. You can send email to us tonight. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. We will have some closing remarks before we end the forum for today. So, Ms. Nazira Fatimah Sulaksana, you may deliver your closing remarks.
Hello, everyone. First, I want to apologize for all the troubles in this forum. And I hope in the next opportunity, we can make the forum better and better. And also, I want to say 1,000 thanks to all participants who joined this forum from the start until the end. And thank you so much to all the speakers who delivered the topic materials, which is super amazing. And the third, thank you so much for all the Committee of Indonesia Youth Foundation and also African Youth Architects who have organized this very amazing forum. And the last, I want to congratulate for all the participating participants of Indonesian African Youth Empowerment Forum 2021. Today, of course, this is not our last meeting to discuss, to share our ideas, to contribute to our country. We as the young still have another chance, another opportunities to meet and discuss. I hope this forum is not until today, but I hope we can hold this forum next year and next year, both online or offline. And so Indonesian and African youth can make stronger and sustainable friendship and contribute to our country and to the youth around the world. Once again, thank you so much, everyone, and see you next time and see you in another opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nazira Fatimah Sulaksana, for your closing remarks. And now I would like to invite project leader of African Youth Architects, Ms. Aisha Fati. The floor is yours.
Okay, hello everyone, and once again, I was so amazed. It was so amazing. Welcoming everyone to this wonderful forum, and now we are drawing curtain. It's like we stay here till daybreak, but I know people have different places to go, different things to do. But we would like to thank each and every participant who have been here today to listen to the insight and amazing speakers of various places. And I would like to thank the participants, sorry, the speakers, Mrs. Teresa, Mrs. Kedi Momo, Mr. Maman, and Miss Heba. You really did a wonderful work here today. We are all educated in one way or the other, and I hope we all have something to take back to our communities, to our various communities, our society, to educate them as what we educate from here today. And also to our MC, you really did an amazing work today, and to our amazing host today, you really did an amazing work today. And also, I would like to congratulate all the participative participants today on what they achieved today. And also, we will like to apologize for the technical breakdown. It was never what we planned for, but anyway, this is what we are facing in our communities, in our schools, when remote learning is concerned. So I hope this is lesson for all of us as to what we are going to take to our community. Thank you, Initiative Foundation, and thank you, African Youth Architects, for the wonderful collaboration in bringing the very best to our communities. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ms. Aisha Fatih, for your closing remarks and for your compliments. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you so much for everything that you just have said to us. And then moving forward, I would like to invite President of Indonesia Youth Foundation, Fauzi Wahyu Zamzamil.
Okay,
The floor is
hello
yours.
everyone. First of all, Sam, as the project leader, I would like to say apologize for everyone who are attending here now, because this Zoom breakdown was when this Zoom was down. We all from the committee like, why this, why is it? I also asked for the reasons for this Zoom, like why. Then some of us saw from the internet that Zoom has been down, like, and then until now. Then we realized that first time it was my connections, but also my friends' connections, and then other friends' connections, include all of you. But then the main problem is not from our connections as well, but also from the Zoom itself. So we apologize for our mistake for these technical issues. And that's why these technical issues also is one of our problem that we have discussed earlier. That's why I would like to say thank you so much for the committee from Indonesia Foundations and African Youth Architect for organizing this event as good as possible. And also thanks to the all outstanding speaker who make this forum really outstanding and also give us many insight. This forum is of course very different from the previous forum because it's implemented virtually as well. Although this is not something new for us, the challenge of this organizing forum with many different time zone is a part of the challenge we must face. Some of us was in United States, some of us was in Turkey, some of us was in Indonesia and else. However, I think everything is going well, and I hope these discussions will bring change for all of us, for educations in our country, for ourselves, or even the relationship between Indonesia and African countries. We realize that in this forum there are still many shortcomings. So once again, we apologize for of the deficiencies that exist. Hopefully, we are able to improve the future's forums. At the end, I hope that this forum is not only for this year, but also for the next year, put online or offline. So thank you so much for your warm attentions, for your welcome. See you next time. See you in the next forum. See you in the next activity. Thank you so much. Syukron kasiron. Terima kasih.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Fauzi Wahyu Zamzami, the president of Indonesia Youth Foundation, for your closing remarks. And now, continuing our program, I would like to invite Executive Director of African Youth to deliver the closing remarks. Pato Dino Hydra, the time is yours.
Thank you so much to everybody. I think it would be good if we could take ourselves a little exercise. It's been 3 hours. Can we a little bit twist our necks and then feel your arm if you have water next to you and drink it? Because we've been here for a while. MC, can you help us with that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, let's have a little bit exercise because we've been here for 3 hours. It's been a lot. You can twist your neck and then turn it one side. If you have a water next to you, drink it and be dehydrated.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have no water beside
You don't
me.
have no water. Okay, you can just twist your neck. Yeah, just twist your neck.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for attending this international webinar that we hosted with the vision of coming with implementations on the e-learning, and then the drop on the Zoom is also one of the major issues. We are all apologizing. Sorry for the drop on Zoom, but this is one of the challenges we are facing. So the situation is here, what we can really do about it. I will definitely say thank you to each and everybody, from our speakers, the organizing committee of this forum, and also our moderator who has been moderating this event very well, to our MC and almost 190 something people on Zoom here. And then thank you to everybody for whatever you're doing. I was just hoping this conversation doesn't stop inside the Zoom here. Like when we go back, let's do something out from it. The PowerPoints that have been shared, there are so many relevant information that we could use, and you help our community, help the somebody next to you, not just the large community. You can do it from one person to another. I will say thank you so much. Hope we can join again. I don't want to talk too much because the speakers have already said a lot. So thank you so much for having me. We will join later.
Okay, thank you so much for your closing remarks, Mas Fato Dino Hydra. And yes, since everyone keep asking, where is the Zoom? Can we have the photo session and blah and blah and blah? Now it's time for us to have a photo session for our honorable speakers who are still joining us on the Zoom. And then for all the organizing committee and all of the partakers, I would like to ask you to turn on your camera, okay? And one of our committee will take the lead to take the photo. So Amar from Indonesia Youth Foundation, you can start the photo session.
Okay, ready. Okay, for our participant, please open your camera. Okay. 1, 2, 3, cheers. Okay, next slide. 1, 2, 3, cheers. Once more. 1, 2.
Okay,
three.
can I say something?
Once more for the last photo session.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, enough, Mr. Aryo.
Why you guys are posing like this, so formal, but it's okay. And once again, I would like to remind you, if you want to upload the photo and also you want to mention, you can upload something on your Instagram story, please mention us on Indonesia Youth Foundation and also African Youth Architects on Instagram. So, speakers, ladies and gentlemen, the photo session brings us to the end of our International Grand Seminar. Once again, on behalf of the organizing committee, I'm Aryo Bagus. We would like to express our deepest gratitude to our speakers and participants or partakers joining us from around the world. Thank you so much for your enthusiasm and also your participation. Please accept our apologies, our deep apologies for any inconvenience and things that may not have met your expectation. We are looking forward to seeing you in future events of Indonesian African Youth Empowerment Forum. And to close, let's give ourselves a big round of applause. Yay! We
Can I
survived, guys.
1 minute of your time before we end the Zoom?
Oh, yeah, of course, of course.
So, friendly advice and a quick word for the wise is please, as we are facing these challenges and as we have mapped out possible solutions, as youths, let's mobilize ourselves. Let's just not only rely on the government to solve this issue, but we have the power to change the narrative of whatever cards we hold. And right now we hold the cards of great challenges that has to do with technologies and other stuff. Like I mentioned earlier on, and we're facing it right now during this forum discussion, right? So please reach out to everyone that you can, next door, whoever that is next to you, and you know that you both can mobilize your strength, your knowledge, your ideas, and go out there and create awareness and map out possible solutions. Not only rely on the government, because as a citizens, it's your responsibility also to work towards a better nation. So please, out to anyone you can as best as possible that you know can be of great help to solve these issues.
Thank you, Ms. Katie, for your, can I say like closing statement for today? Thank you so much. Yeah, that was just some insightful statements for you. Thank you so much. And now once again, as we have already experienced all of the things today, with all of the inconvenience, with all of the things that we face today, I would like to say personally as an MC, thank you so much for joining us today from around the world. Thank you so much for choosing our forum, and also please stay safe everyone. This pandemic COVID-19 is still going on, especially in Indonesia. So I would like to say, please stay safe for everyone. And for the last one, I would like to say we look forward to seeing you in future events of Indonesian African Youth Empowerment Forum. And don't forget to follow our Instagram account from Indonesia Youth Foundation. You can simply search Indonesia Youth Foundation. Once again, you can search on Instagram Indonesia Youth Foundation or African Youth Architects. Once again, African Youth Architects. Just search on Instagram and you will find the the account. And once again, on behalf of the organizing committee and also Indonesia Youth Foundation and also African Youth Architects, I personally thank you so much for the opportunities. I'm so honored for being here, and I'm so honored for having you guys today with us. Thank you so much. Please stay safe and see you everyone. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
This is safe.
Bye. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Keep it
Yes, you can connect me on Instagram, please.
permission.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Yeah, guys, don't forget to follow Instagram
Thank you,
account of
everyone.
Indonesia Youth Foundation and also African Youth Architects. Thank you, Mohammed.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.
Hope
Thank
to
you,
see each other on the
everyone.
next forum.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Stay safe, stay positive. We can do this together. We will definitely win this pandemic. Okay? Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Love you, guys. Love you. Love you.
See you again.
Don't turn
You
off.
guys, thank you.
Follow me.
That's true.